Claude Code might be the most powerful AI tool you can get your hands on right now, because it doesn't just answer questions, it does the work. Look at this site, the 3D, the scroll animations, every single visual on this page. Claude Code built all of it, and I didn't write one line of code. And building sites is just the start. It can scrape 1,000 leads into a clean spreadsheet, run your morning briefing while you're still asleep, and it can even edit a video. Almost nobody knows about that one. But most people never touch any of this because Claude Code looks hard. Well, it's not. And this is the full guide that proves it. I'll show you the setup from zero, the prompting language, connecting tools, building that exact site, automations that run without you, and at the very end, the video editing. Everything in order, start to finish. No coding experience needed. I mean that literally you'll see every prompt I type and there's nothing technical in them. So let's get into it. First thing you need to know, you can't run Claude Code on the free plan. Go to claude.com, hit the pro plan and get signed up. I'm on the higher tier because I'm running this all day, but the pro gets you everything in this video. Next, download the desktop app, pick your operating system and then install it. Claude Code has a bit of a unique prompting language. Here's the quick rundown. Type @ in the prompt bar and Claude Code shows every file in your folder. Pick one and it reads the whole thing before it answers. Type dash and a menu of commands appear. There are a lot, but you only need 5. First, /init. You run it the first time you open any folder that already has stuff in it. Claude reads everything and writes itself a summary of the project. First thing I do in a new folder every single time. Next is /context. This is the eye opener. It shows what's filling Claude's memory. Then we have /clear. This wipes the conversation. Use it when you switch tasks. An hour of website history doesn't need to weigh down your email questions. Then /compact. This squashes the conversation into a summary and keeps going. And finally, by the way, my favorite, Claude's mid-job and you need something unrelated, use this. Answered in a side thread. The main task never pauses, conversation never clogs. One more thing, the prompt bar controls. Which brain you're talking to. Match the model to the task. Sonnet for light work, Opus and Fable for serious stuff. Also dial the reasoning effort accordingly. As you might have guessed, a stronger model or higher reasoning effort equals more token consumption. So use it with discretion. Finally, Claude Code stores key information such as instructions, memory, skills in a file format called Markdown. Instructions and memory are pretty self-explanatory, but we'll get to what skills are a bit later in this video. So @ for pointing at context, /commands for controlling the session, models for the horsepower, Markdown for storing info. That's your prompting properly. So Claude can read and write files, great, but can it generate an image? It can't check your calendar. It can't touch anything that lives outside the folders it has access to. That's what MCP fixes, and honestly, it's the feature that turns Claude Code from a tool into a hub. Forget the acronym, an MCP is a plug that gives Claude a whole new ability. That's the whole concept. Plug in Gmail, it can read and send email. Plug in your calendar, it can create events. Plug in an image generator, it can create visuals. Plug in Notion, it's inside your workspace. Same Claude, but more hands. And here's why this matters more than any single feature. MCP is an open standard. Anyone can build one, so almost everyone has. Your email, your design tools, your database, your project tracker, There's a plug for basically every tool you already pay for. Claude stops being a separate app you visit and becomes the thing that operates all your other apps. Inside the app, they're called connectors. Same thing, easier menu. Be sure to set permissions for your MCP so it doesn't touch stuff you wouldn't want. Everything we've touched so far requires a bit of hand-holding. But what if you want to know just how you like something done? Enter skills. So, here's how most people use Claude Code. Explain what they want, Claude figures out the steps and builds it, and then do it all over again next week. They're essentially reteaching the same process every single time. Skills? Remove that. A skill is a file where you write down a process once and Claude follows it every single time. That's it. It's a markdown file. Remember, plain text with 3 parts. A name, a description, when should Claude use this, the steps, what to actually do in order. And that's the mental shift. You're not prompting anymore, you're writing the checklist you'd hand a new hire. And Claude executes it. So let me show you a real one. This is a skill I used called Research Analyzer. Open it up, nothing clever in there. A goal at the top, then a checklist, 10 topics I track every single week. AI tools, creator economy, what Anthropic and OpenAI shipped, and the steps. Research each one, structure, the findings, rank them by what actually matters to my business, save the reports to Notion, post a summary to Slack. That's it. That's a checklist. Now I type and it goes. It splits the 10 topics across parallel workers and researches them all at the same time. Those parallel workers have a name, sub-agents. Claude spins up copies of itself, hands each one a topic, and each works in its own separate memory. Your main conversation gets the findings, not the 50 searches it took to get them. A few minutes later, 10 structured reports in Notion, each one ending with video ideas pulled from that topic. And in Slack, a summary waiting for me. The high priority stuff up top, the top 3 content ideas underneath. That used to be my Sunday night, skimming newsletters, doom scrolling for news, copying links into Notion, half of it forgotten by Monday, every single week. And here's the part I want you to actually notice. Before it touched anything, it asked, post to Notion, send to Slack, I approve, and it goes. But everything in between, which stories made the cut, what counts as high priority for me, how to phrase the summary, it decides on its own. That's the difference between a skill and a normal script. A script just executes, a skill has judgment. Because Claude is the one running it. You don't need to write skills yourself. You describe the process and Claude formats it. Then, and this is the bit people miss, test it in a fresh session. New window, no context, just call the skill, watch what happens, and keep tweaking till satisfied. So now you've got processes that run the same way every single time. But I'm still the one typing go, which is fine for lead scraping. I choose when I want leads. It's not fine for stuff that should just happen every morning without me. A skill runs when you tell it to, but a routine runs whether you're there or not. And you build one with a single prompt. Watch this. Send it. It checks what you've actually got connected, my calendar, my YouTube data. Then it asks me 2 things. What time and where do I want the output? Chat or email it to myself. And it's done. It built the skill file and it put it on a schedule. Open the routines panel and there it is. Daily brief every day at 6 a.m. So tomorrow I get up, make coffee, sit down, and the brief is already sitting there. For better control, build them in the routines panel. New routine, give it a name, a prompt to run, pick the folder it runs in, and set the schedule. One thing to know, there are local routines and cloud routines. Local means your computer has to be awake. That's fine for a 6 a.m. brief. You're about to be at your desk anyway. Cloud means it runs whether your machine is on or not. More dependable, but more technical to set up. Plus, it needs GitHub wired up properly to work. So if you're not working with code, best to leave it. Claude Code has real limits, so if you want to stay off usage-based billing, pay attention right now. 1. Don't flip models mid-conversation. Each model keeps its own cache, so every switch is a full reread. Planning on the big model and building on a cheaper one is still worth it. Just switch once per build, not back and forth. 2. Clear every time you change tasks. An hour of website history is dead weight on your email question. Cluttered conversation makes Claude worse, not better. 3. Use the right model for each task. Sonnet handles the large majority of work, fast, capable, cheap on quota. Opus and Fable are for the genuinely hard stuff. Pro tip, plan a project with Claude before building. It saves you a lot of time and tokens. So now that you understand the key concepts, let's get to the fun part, building. Right, the site from the beginning of this video. Let's build it. First, I need to give Claude something to aim at, so watch this. This is really cool. I'm going to find a site I like the look of and take a video of that entire page. Compress it and upload it to Claude Code. Yes, Claude Code can sort of watch your videos by splitting them into frames and analyzing them. Then a single prompt. It's analyzing the video, pulling colors and spacing out of it, working out what it needs. And it gets to work. There it is, just beautiful. And what's more impressive is that it did all of this with just code. If I gave it access to an image and video generator like Higgsfield, results would be way better. You can even ask Claude Code to deploy it for you. Just connect your GitHub or Netlify account and it will get to work. And if you're thinking, okay, websites, fine. But that's where this ends. Not even close. Let's put an app on your phone. Websites are one thing, but I want a mobile app on my phone with an icon. So let's build one, a habit tracker. Add habits, tap to check them off, keep streaks, same playbook as the site, but this time no screenshot. I'm describing it the way I describe it to a friend. Notice, still nothing technical, plan comes back, sections, screens, how it will save my data, except. While it builds, notice it's working in a phone-shaped preview because I told it who this is actually for. Done. Now the part that makes it real. Deploy it, open the link on my phone, hit share, and add to home screen. And look at that, an icon on my home screen. This isn't quite an app like from an app store, but it gets the job done all the same. So far, setup, prompting, MCPs, a live site, and an app on your phone. If you stopped here, you'd already be using this better than most people. Now, for the thing I told you to stick around for, video editing. Most people don't know this, but Claude Code can edit videos. Under the hood, it uses FFmpeg, the free engine behind basically every editor you've heard of. It's the same tool it used to watch the website video from earlier. No need to install anything. First time you ask for an edit, Claude notices it's missing and it sets it up itself. Watch. Raw clip in the folder and cut all the silences and dead air. Also add captions, send it. It reads the audio, finds every gap, cuts them, adds captions, and exports a clean version. Takes a while, but at least I didn't have to do it myself. Useful for cutting up videos into shorts and even adding motion graphics. Now, stack what you've learned. That's a process. Processes become skills, My Shorts Cutter, and Skills Go on Routines. New upload lands in the folder and the shorts cart themselves while you sleep. It won't replace your editor for the creative cart, but it replaces the mechanical passes, silences, captions, reformats, exports, which is the part you never wanted to do anyway. And there you have it, everything you really need to become a Claude Code Pro. If you'd like to learn more about how to build crazy sites with Claude Code, click this video. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.